Hi, this is Paul from xBratTrading.com, and I want to go through a trading tutorial using the xBrat Range Breakout and then the manager to manage the trade. So this is micro NASDAQ. We use the 15-minute time frame on MNQ. So I've extended this now so you can see what I do. So I really look for major support and resistance zones before I even look at these trades. So one of the major ones we've got here on this 15-minute time frame is this purple zone at the top here. We get tests from the top and the bottom, so really strong support and resistance zone, and then down at the bottom as well. I mean, when I look left even further, you know, this is a really strong zone here. So I've almost, if you like, I've framed this chart. So I'm going to go through yesterday and then going into today how to use this xBrat range breakout, because it's not just the range when we get that opening range when the New York Stock Exchange opens, for example. It's not just that, it's continual trading opportunities. So when we are traders, and one of the problems with retail traders is they try and find reasons to get in a trade. You've got to find reasons not to get in a trade. One of the rules, one of the biggest rules for me, is about fresh air. When I see New York Stock Exchange open yesterday, I get this big red candle. So in theory, the only trade I'm looking for the xBrat range breakout is the short. But when we put a risk to reward on there, stop at the top of the range, entry at the bottom, the risk to reward is less than 1 to 1.1 into the support. So we don't short into support. So we ignore the trade, and that's, you know, that's a good reason. But then we start to move up, and then this is the important bit here. Towards the end of the close of the session, we start to get bullish. The bias for the range turns green here. Okay, so sensibly we would look for an entry just above all of this noise here, around about this point. So not quite breaking, you know, it's already broken out of the here. I'm going to change that to green. So again, let's look closely. We've got some tests of these highs here. So if we are going to enter long, the bias on the range has turned green. We're only looking for longs for range breakouts. We don't want to just get into a long here and, you know, hit this resistance zone here. So we want to make sure we're above. So this would be the entry here. Once we're in this, and again on the 15-minute on MNQ, we literally then use the manager to manage the trade. So we go into the overnight session and it goes pretty flat. Lower than average volume, goes flat. We start to come into the European morning, starts to pick up a bit of juice again. The manager ribbon stays green. So we're staying into this trade. If you've missed that trade, we then go into the London Stock Exchange open at this point here. The range is green, the tag is green, we're only looking for longs. We've got some short-term overnight resistance that we want to get through. So again, you're going to put that on your chart there with those highs there. Okay, want to make sure we're out of there. So there's options here. If you've already traded this long and you've carried it overnight, and there's nothing wrong with that, you can already add to this, or if you've not even traded that, then you would be looking for this trade. So again, this trade, what you're looking for is an entry above here. So, you know, this sort of entry here, once you've got that range defined, it's green, the tag's green, you're only looking for the long. That's your sort of entry. Again, look at the risk to reward. Where's your stop going to be? Okay, your stop's going to be just below here. There's your entry. Risk to reward to the next resistance is 1 to 2.5. Lots of fresh air. Okay. We get in this trade, we get this move through here. There's the long. It's pulling back now, but it's pulling back on lower than average volumes. The manager's telling you to stay in. The ribbon is green. We had this big move up higher than average volume. Now we're pulling back. We did get a higher than average volume down candle here, but then it's running out of juice. Look, lower than average volume, lower than average volume, lower than average volume. It's actually coming back to test this previous resistance as support now. So again, it's not just about this one particular range. Always look left, look for those resistance levels, but also that range is tradable for the rest of the day. And what the indicator does is tell you the bias for that range. So again, we couldn't go short here because of that we don't short into support. It goes sideways, but then starts to get some real good bullish momentum. The bias for the range turns green. We're looking for a long out of the range. Look left, make sure we're above all of the danger. That's our entry long, and then we use the manager. Lower than average volume coming into the Asian session, all the way through the Asian session, and the manager stays green. We again go through into the European session. We get the London Open. It's gone green. We're looking for long, so we're adding to our initial trade, or we're just trading this open here. So that's it. That's the xBrat range breakout and the xBrat manager. Hopefully that helps. Speak to you all really soon.